This is a dope move by Steve.
Yeah. It's a big game. Who you know that got it behind the scenes like behind the O-line soon as the QB say hype? It's big game, big game. Analysis from the player's point of view. Injuries, big trades, player news. Yeah, sector competition, and he play with Tony Dungy. Better listen, I'm talking about Big Game Sports Buzz. Said everything you need and more. Yeah. Big Game Sports Buzz. I thought I told you once before. We call him Big Game James. Yeah, Big Game James. Big Game.
What up, everybody? That's right. It's that time of the week. It is time for Big Game Sports Buzz, where the sports fanatic and the pro athlete get together and talk all things sports. I am Jay Stoggs, the Buff Nerd. Let's go. And of course, I am joined by the man, the myth, the legend. The reason why this podcast is called what it is, Big Game James. What up, dude?
What is up, Jay Stoggs, man? Good to have you here. Get ready to talk some of this madness and everything else that's going on, bro. It's hey man, I gotta see. I don't know, you can't see it, but I got a seatbelt on. I had to stay strapped in for the ride tonight, bro.
That's what we got to do. Look, I know we're coming in a little bit late, but let's go ahead. Let's get to what we need to do. The housekeeping, of course. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share this podcast, as well as BGSC Network, Big Game Sports and Entertainment, where sports and entertainment collide. Make sure that you're ringing that bell, and make sure that you give us a like. You're watching it, like it. That way we can stay in your algorithm, because listen, it's just so much going on. Of course, Two Birds One Show, they're doing their thing right now. I'm sure they're just loving all this Philly crap. I hope they lose. We're definitely going to talk about the Super Bowl.
I'm gonna shout them out, man. Ricky T and Dieter, man.
Yeah,
congratulations on your fly Eagles fly making it to the Super Bowl.
Cry Eagles cry, man. Yes,
there it is. Cry, that's even better, man.
Cry Eagles cry, yeah, for sure. But of course, like I said, anytime you want to listen to us on your favorite podcast platform, we're there. You can also, of course, check us out here on Facebook and YouTube. So without further ado, we're gonna get into this thing. Let's go.
We are.
What's up?
As soon as I find the intro, I got you, bro, man.
4 downs.
It's time for the 4 downs. That's right. The hottest sports news around. BGSB presents 4 downs.
That's right. These are topics that we see that we want to talk about with you. So, like I said, let's just jump right into it. Of course, the biggest event of the year, the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is happening this Sunday between the Chiefs of Kansas City and the Eagles of Philadelphia.
Not the Eagles of Philadelphia, bro.
The Eagles of Philadelphia. Yeah, and they can suck it all the way.
Ooh, damn. That's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing. So
before you ask that,
because
I can see you gathering thoughts in your head.
I am.
You being a Dallas Cowboys guy, NFC East guy, but you're not really the biggest Chiefs fan either. So is it fair to say you're, I'm.
You know, if I had to have an AFC team, like that's my AFC team. If people did that,
that's what we doing.
You know, listen, I've always liked the Chiefs because of Christian Okoye and the like. Derek Thomas was like one of my most favorite linebackers. Just the way his motor ran. So
button on that, Jay Stoggs. Like I can't argue with you because you just named 2 great people.
You know what I'm saying? So, and hell, look, Steve DeBerg, I mean, it's like, okay. But you also had Joe Montana. Yeah, I dropped it. Joe Montana. They Bad Moon Rising was there. Like, they've had some really good players that you're like, I like that player. Tony Gonzalez, great tight end. They've had some really good players. You're like, you know what? Right. And they've kind of always had that persona of, okay, this isn't a bad, like, you can't really hate that team.
You can, but you really have no reason to.
You have no reason to.
Okay, I'll give you that, man.
Right? So, yeah, you're like, all right. Yeah, Chiefs. Am I their biggest fan? Obviously not. Obviously not. But
I don't want to get too far off because I know we've got to get to what we think is going to happen in this game. But
it's a Niner buff. I understand that.
Facts. No one remembers Joe Montana for Kansas City.
We
do, but we don't. His greatness was in San Francisco. We know this.
It was made in San Fran, but I will tell you this: he made ruckus with the Chiefs. And
yeah, Joe did some work with the Chiefs, no doubt.
He did work with the Chiefs, but he's a Niner. I hate Joe Montana as a Niner. I will always hate Joe Montana as a Niner.
Oh yeah, because he had them games where he whooped the Cowboys' ass.
He did. I will admit that.
Let's get back to the task at hand.
Yes, Chiefs, Eagles.
But before that, so is it fair for me to go find an AFC team to like? I guess I have one. Never mind.
You do, don't you?
Yeah, I guess.
Who's your AFC team?
I guess it'd be the team that paid me for a year, the Colts.
The Colts.
Not because I really want to, but I guess hey man, do you know I had someone tell me one day, like, hey James, it ain't cool, bro. I was like, yo, what do you mean? And I'm trying to figure out what I did. I said, what do you mean? It's not cool, bro. You always talk about Tampa this and Tampa that. You played for the Colts too. I was like, man, I was in Indianapolis for 1 year. And Bill Polian could get pushed out of a wheelchair, break a hip for all the fuck I care for cutting me, that bastard. Fuck the Colts sometimes. No. Anyway, sorry. Edgerrin James, Reggie Wayne, Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison, Dwight Freeney, them were my dudes. Tariq Glenn, Chucky Wakori.
You still got your Colts jersey, man. You still got your Colts jersey. So you're a Colt and a Buck. You're a Buck Colt. You're a horse riding pirate.
Oh, then. All right, man. Hey, Jay Stocks, how excited are you about this Super Bowl 59 matchup? Because there's already so many conspiracy theories going around of what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But, take all the nonsense out of it. The Chiefs have survived this year. The Chiefs, I feel like, have been in survival mode all year long.
Yeah.
Never know what they're going to pull out, what they're going to do, and how they're going to do it. But they always find a way to win, it seems like, right?
What up to Goofballs? Good to see you, man.
Andrew, what's happening, man? The Philadelphia Eagles got right at the right time. Got hot at the right time. Got hot at the right time.
Yeah.
No losses after the bye. How they played. The defense has been dominating. So if you look at it on paper, it looks like it's going to be a great matchup, and it should make for a damn good game. But I feel like somebody's going to pull the storybook somewhere for me to read a story I don't want to read, bro.
Sherm says Patrick Jordan will prevail. Here's the question, though. Here's the question. If the Chiefs win, I won't say win, but if the Chiefs win, will people respect the win, or will they put an asterisk by this like they've been doing throughout the playoffs and a lot of this season of saying, you know what, it was really the refs that won that game?
I think it depends, Jay Stocks.
Even if there's no shenanigans, right? It's a pretty clean game. And here's my other thing too that people I think need to understand: the refs are human. They are not perfect. They miss calls. They have, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this is what I see. They have makeup calls. I totally believe they have makeup calls.
I believe there's more makeup calls in basketball than there is in football. but sometimes it is. Like sometimes there's a blatant pass interference they miss, and they might call the hold the next play. Yeah, I give you that. But this is my thing. If this game is called fairly, and I say that not saying that the Chiefs have lucked by being cheated for, but if there's some questionable things that have happened in their games, and I'll just leave it at that. I'm not gonna come up and kick all this conspiracy theory around. To me, if the Chiefs handle business, the referees call the game fairly, just in general. I mean, if the referees don't make bad calls, I won't even say call it fair. If they do their job the way they're supposed to and make good calls and these teams play the way they're supposed to play, if the Chiefs win, there can't be an asterisk by it. There's no bias and I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to go back and change some of the things they did just because it's just like, God damn, how can they get so lucky? I said it a week ago. At some point in time, I told myself, you cannot pick against Patrick Mahomes, and not even Pat. He's fucking Patrick. I can't pick against Patrick because he gets me every time.
Hey, Patty Mahomes is that dude. He's that guy. He is that guy. And
he is him right now.
He is him. So with that, I know we got more podcasts to go through. And I really like this second down that you came up with. I really like that. But yeah, he's it kind of comes down to, do you feel as though, and he is that dude, do you feel as though, here's what I'll say. The Eagles have the best team to beat the Chiefs.
I can see where you say that because of the defensive front and how they played in the secondary with Slay and Gardner Johnson. So I mean, your man, I just forgot his name for 10 seconds because I was just talking about him with somebody else. Jalen Carter from Georgia has turned into a menace in the middle to go along with Wood and Jordan Davis in his third year is finally playing a little bit better this season. They're doing really well up front. They're gelling at the right time. You would think that those are bodies in the middle that can cause some havoc for that interior offensive line of the Chiefs. Also, Saquon. Can you run through that defense? Can they block Chris Jones? I believe the Eagles' offensive line is playing like one of the best offensive lines in football right now. And I know we said that a couple different times before, but like I said, they gelled at the right time. From the time, I'm not trying to be funny and bring it up because my team, from the time they lost to Tampa and a couple games after that, they went on a run that looked like a whole nother team. Like, damn, might not have wanted to play them later.
Who's your X factors for each team in order for them to win?
I know it's gonna sound like, damn, you just saying that because everybody says that. But I really believe that's going to be Jalen Hurts in the way he plays for the Philadelphia Eagles. We know Saquon Barkley can run the ball. And if they have a little success running, then that opens up play action pass. Hurts still has his legs to help. But when he has a chance to make the plays to A.J. Brown and to Smith and show his tight end, he has to make those plays. And so I really do believe that he is the X factor. Their defense is going to play, I think, the way they've been playing. They're going to be aggressive. They're going to have success. And I think Jalen Hurts is going to be the one that's going to have to play. I'm not going to say a perfect game, but the mistakes are going to have to be a pure minimum, and he's going to have to be a difference maker on that side of the ball. For the Chiefs, I'm going to say it's the Chiefs front seven. Clark, Jones, Karlaftis, the defensive end. I believe just that front seven is going to have to contain Saquon Barkley and not let Jalen Hurts run the ball on them and force them to pass the ball. So I believe that they will be the difference makers on that team. Right now, Mahomes is going to be Mahomes. Kelsey's going to be Kelsey. That storybook shit with those two connecting is going to happen. It's going to be good. Xavier Worthy's played well as a rookie. You know what I mean? Like Hollywood Brown is, I mean, I think for the Chiefs, I don't worry about the offense on this stage because I believe Worthy, he's a rookie, but I believe everyone else is going to be fine behind the leadership of Mahomes and Andy Reid's demeanor. Can Mickey Spagnuolo get that defense to get the pressure they need to bottle up that run game and force Jalen Hurts to beat them. I think those are the two factors of the game for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I'm looking at, and it's kind of funny. I think it's strength against strength, where it's Philly's offense. And really it kind of it centers around Saquon Barkley against Kansas City's, strength, which is their defense. What about special teams? Jay Styles' big game. Who wins the special teams battle? I don't think that's going to be a big deal here, honestly.
With these kickoff rules and the way they go, I mean, both teams have some decent returns last game in their conference championship games. Who's to say? To me, it's hard to, and I'm not gonna lie, I haven't looked at the special teams enough to be like, hey, well, it comes down to this, and Philadelphia does this, but Kansas City does that. I'll see as the game goes, like, damn, Sherman said that was gonna be an X factor. I can't believe they muffed that punt. I can't believe they botched that kick. I can't believe he ran it out the end zone and then stopped at the 2-yard line and got tackled. Things like that sometimes in the big game happens early because of the nerves. I hadn't thought about that part, but I think Jay Stoggs made a good point as to where both of the strengths and the weaknesses we called out kind of are opposite for each team and kind of, pin themselves against each other.
Yeah. I mean, I know I would give the edge as far as their special teams to Kansas City, and that maybe that's because they've had bigger plays this season on the special team side than maybe we've seen with Philly. But I will say this, when we talk about, that strength of the offense of Philly and the strength with defense, man, you named Chris Jones and Wharton and Dana. I love Karlaftis, man. That guy, wow. He is.
Do you remember when I told you at your house that the Cowboys should have drafted him?
Yes.
During that draft he came out?
Yes. I remember. And
that dude was a beast at Purdue, bro.
He was, and he is now showing what he can do. So I like I said, when I see that strength on strength, that's where I'm looking for, like you said, in the trenches, that offensive line versus that defensive line. Can Saquon get going? If Saquon can get going, that opens it up. If not, that means Jalen is going to have to do something. And, maybe in that Washington game, I'm going to say this. I think he went up against the defense that was good, but not as good as this one.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair to say that the Chiefs have a stronger and better defense than the Commanders did. I don't think he's just saying that because you don't like that division.
Yeah.
Your division foes.
Right.
I got you.
And I'll tell you something else too. And I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, he got the first down. What you saw with Buffalo and their version of the brotherly shove, and how Kansas City, really defends that. And in my opinion, they did a great job, and they tried it a couple of times and they did a really good job because that front seven really pushed back. So yeah, it's you're going to see it. And Spags is going to blitz again. And then when you think he's done, he's going to blitz it again. So, that protection, Jalen is going to have to be able to call that out, right? He's going to have to be able to shift. He's going to have to be able to get what he needs and those hot reads. So we'll see. We'll see what kind of progression he's made, especially under that OC he's got. Let's go to the second down.
All right, let's go.
Which do you believe is bigger for the legacy? Championships or MVPs? This is an interesting question. I think it all just depends on who you're talking to. I think everyone would say championships matter, but as we talked about last week, there are people that have championships, quarterbacks that have championships that no one knows. Or it's like, oh yeah, he did win a championship. Right? There's some that have MVPs, never won a championship. But, what's up, Aaron? Depends on the sport. What up? Let's see, sure, I'm champions, but it depends. It does depend. But what does it depend on, though?
Hey guys, y'all type this in the y'all type your comments for us. I really want to know what you're saying. What how does it depend? What does it depend on? And now, big shout out to I don't know if y'all ever seen Gilbert's Arena, hosted by Gilbert Arenas, his podcast. These dudes are fools. They do a great job. And they had a debate going on about what's more important to your legacy. And for them, it was pertaining to NBA players. So this is kind of where it came from. But to me, it pertains to everything. For a while. Well, when I say everything, y'all know football is my everything. And then NBA. So it pertains to football and basketball to me. But from them, it really came from an NBA basketball standpoint. And they were talking. And then so my coworker, man, shout out to Coach Evans, my dog, my coordinator came straight up said, "Hey, James, answer me this. What's more important, championships or rings?" I said, championship. He said, championships? Why? I said, every time we have a GOAT debate about Jordan and LeBron, do we talk about the MVPs they won or the rings they won? He said, the rings. I said, so when people talk about X, Y, and Z, it's always about rings. So if that's the case for when we're making these debates and these conversations, that would mean the championships are more important than the MVPs. And then his point was, what about, he said, the MVP shows you how much of the dog you were and how much you were better than everyone else.
Everybody, yeah.
In your league. And then he said, think about the MVPs. I said, but he said, think about all these guys that are MVPs and what they did. I'm like, damn, those some good guys. Those some damn good players. I said, but how many of those MVPs that don't get talked about and get dogged? I said, what's the one thing they always rag on Charles Barkley on? Not having a ring. He said, well, that's because they just don't like Charles Barkley. I said, no, they rag on him because he's missing the ring. So I'm really torn because if you're a bad man, if you're that dude and you're the MVP, and if you're the MVP of the league, there's no questioning how good you are. Like you can be a Super Bowl MVP and have one great game in a season, and it doesn't define how much of a badass you were. You're a league MVP, and if you're numerous times league MVP, you a badass man. But at the end of the day, a bunch of people don't talk about that shit. They talk about the rings you did or didn't get.
Yeah. No, I think case in point, when you said that, and that is a good point to bring up, Larry Washington. If you remember Larry Washington, he was the Super Bowl MVP for the Dallas Cowboys. The very next year, he got the bag, went to the Raiders, and
Raiders, Raiders, that's right.
He went to the Raiders, and after 2 games was on the bench. Because it was the scheme. The scheme got him what he got.
He needed Dion to get signed with the Raiders to go along with his ass. Because they're like, well, we ain't throwing the 21. We're going to throw the
right.
Brown made the plays.
He got 2 interceptions in that game, and so he was the MVP. But
one of my old teammates, too, Jay Stoggs. No, I mean, go ahead, finish your point. My bad.
But no. It's to your point of saying, you look at people like Steve Nash, who was a multiple MVP, and Shaq will say all day, well, I should have got that. Well,
they got sick of giving it to Shaq, so they gave the white boy a break. Oh, I didn't say that. My bad.
Maybe so, but it's the fact that he was still the best.
Nash reinvented parts of the game, so I will not take away what Steve Nash did.
No.
Him being named MVP, we've seen the Shaq thing before. He'd already done it. And Steve Nash is right there neck and neck with him. We're going to give it to Nash because, he did some things for a franchise that we didn't think could happen before. So I feel you on that. I give you that.
Yeah.
But that debate was off. Like, if y'all haven't seen it, pull up Gilbert's Arena and the MVP versus rings debate. And it's awesome. It's heated. It's awesome. And it's one that I just kick around.
Is a Kobe averaged 36 a year. Nash won the MVP. It was hilarious. Okay, yes, he did, but here's the thing when it comes to points, especially when it comes to the NBA. You can score a lot of points. Jim Jackson scored a lot of points when he was with the Mavs, and they went nowhere. They did nothing, but he scored a lot of points. Just because you score a lot of points, did your team do anything? Was your team better? Were you the person? Were you the man? That's the part there. Barkley won the MVP because we all had Jordan fatigue at that time. Listen, Barkley was a awesome player.
The mound round, the rebound. That was my dog back in the day.
He was that player. Rationale, hey, appreciate you being here. The ideal legacy has both MVPs to prove dominance, championships to prove winning impact. But if forced to choose, championships tend to define legacy more because winning is the ultimate goal. Here's where I will argue.
That's a great point, Rational Hour. I like that.
Here's where I argue that, though.
Go ahead.
A championship is based on a team, and an MVP is based on an individual. And so if we're talking, because here's the thing, here's the reality. Jordan and Pippen have 6 rings, but they were in the league more than 6 years. Now, you can say what you want to about that. They never won a championship without each other. They never did. And they played afterwards. People forget the Wizard years for Jordan, and people want to forget the years after Jordan he was with the Rockets. Remember, he was with the Bulls. They made the playoffs the very next year after Jordan retired. Look, it's just the fact that when you look at this stuff, right, championships are team-based. Jim Jackson averaged 25.7 and 94.95 for the Mavs. Yes, sir, he did. Yes, he did. But when you look at MVPs, again, that is an individual, hey, that's their legacy, right? To me, individually, it should be about the MVPs. But I get why it's about the rings. Because ain't nobody talking about Robert Horry, but he got more rings than Jordan.
Again, he's got more, and that's where the argument can swing. I mean, no doubt about it, Jay Stoggs. I just said, and I love that when people bring the Robert Horry point up.
Well,
because you bring it up just because he has the number that's more than the greatest player to play, and it makes a great conversation and talk.
Well,
we all know Robert Horry is never a better player than Michael Jordan. Now, great contributor to the game? Hell yes.
Big shot Rob.
Hell yes. Like I said, I was torn between the two. I went back and forth. But like I said, to me, every conversation always comes back to how many rings a mother lover has. Now, I think from an individual standpoint, it might depend on your goals and what you wanted to do and what you said you were going to set out to do in your career. And I'm not mad if a mother lover want to go get 1 million MVPs and don't care about one ring.
Yeah.
But you got to have the mentality. To me, Kobe Bryant is the best mentality for this topic right here. Because him wanting to be the most dominant player at all times and holding his team to the highest standard he did would almost do what Rational Hour said, get the best of both out of him. To where he could go probably close to getting that MVP and put the Lakers in position to win a championship. Not everyone has that mindset or that work ethic. So it's going to be a fine line of what you do and how you do it. You know what I'm saying? Like how many times have we seen somebody go to the podium, get that speech about being the MVP and being great, and then just get ousted in the first round? But sometimes is it because of their play, or is it just because of their supporting cast around them? You know what I'm saying? The championship is based so much, like you said, on the team that's around you. Like you said, Robert Horry.
I mean, look, Dirk won the MVP and lost in the first round. And when they gave him the award after his loss, because that's when they awarded it, he was like, I really don't want this because of what happened in the playoffs. Again, it was a regular season, and why they had to go eventually, and I'm glad they did, to a regular season MVP and a playoffs MVP, because you needed to have that. But yeah, I look at him. He was the most dominant player that year. He was the best player that year. Again, you talk about Robert Horry, lots of rings, more rings than Jordan, but you'll never talk about, or you're again, the only time you evoke Robert Horry's name is when you have the ring debate, especially when it comes to LeBron or whatever, or Jordan or anyone else. It's like, well, he had 6 rings. He's 0-6. I mean, 6-0. Okay, yeah, he's 6-0. But there are other people out there like that. So what are we going to do here? You know, where's the cutoff? Where's the line? So, you know, when you start talking legacy.
Oh, hey, man, you see the chat? Pull that up, bro.
I'm pulling it up right now. Terrell Davis, case in point, Davis never won a regular season MVP, but he did win Super Bowl MVP and was dominant in his prime. His legacy great despite his short career. That part right there. J Star's good point. Dirk looked sad. Yeah, he did. Reds an MVP trophy. We getting bounced in the first round to the Golden State where the Baron Davis goes. Oh my God, I hated that team. I did. Really hated that team. I really
I know y'all like
Golden State. Really don't.
Hater.
Yes, I am.
Hater.
Hate helps us elevate. It's to that point though that Terrell Davis had a short career, yet he has a legacy of being a winner, but 7 years, right? And so he won 2 Super Bowl MVPs, but he's with arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks to play the game.
Facts.
Right? And they had a really good defense as well. So I'm just saying, you can talk about rings and championships all day, but you have to have a good team for
Fact.
that.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know, Eric Dickerson.
Oh, shit. Oh, man.
Right?
Yeah.
Awesome player.
Awesome.
One of the greatest running backs ever. But no rings.
Jim Kelly.
No rings. Right? What's his legacy? His legacy, the reality of his legacy is he's a loser.
Oh.
That's the reality. You can talk to anyone you want to, but because he never won.
Getting the 4 straight and losing makes you a loser?
I didn't say it. That's what they say.
No, you said it because it came out your mouth just now.
Because I speak for the people. I speak for the people. Big game.
What people
no one has ever said Jim Kelly's a winner. And you know what? And let me know who said Jim Kelly is great. He's a Hall of Famer. He is a great quarterback. He was a great quarterback, especially in the K-gun. But I'm telling you right now, no one is hopping up like, yo, he's one of the greatest of all time. No one is saying that. You know what they're saying? Well, he couldn't win the big one. He couldn't win the big one. And that's his legacy. Marino is another one. Considered one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. He's won a league MVP. He's been to a Super Bowl, but he's never won a Super Bowl. He has records or had records.
Yeah. I mean, I don't need it to the extent to where it's debate. So at the end of the day, before we move on, because we got to keep this train, rolling. It is J Star. I mean, Granddaughter, what up, man?
I'm
J Star,
bro.
He puffed a little smoke on that Granddaughter.
No.
You missed my very great, passionate point at the beginning of this debate. But it's all good. So J Star, at the end of the day, when we look at this, what means more to you, MVP or championship? From the athlete in you, not the Buff Nerds fan in you.
Oh man. I come in here, Jay Sykes. I was putting down the fans. I don't put them down. I just tell the truth. That's all I do. It's tough, but if I had to choose,
it's tough, man.
It's tough. Legacy is tied to championships, unfortunately. It's tied to championships.
That's what I said too. Like
it's winning the chip, bro. That's it. And it's sad because it shouldn't be.
No, it shouldn't. But I think the emphasis is put on that because that's where it all comes, and conversation curbs people's mindset to go there because how it's talked about.
Yeah.
I
My truth is not your truth. My truth is not different.
Grandizer, he has what we call a nerd truth, so it's a little different sometimes.
Truth.
Not
That's
bad,
not
but it's a nerd truth. You're right.
It is not a thing.
I mean, at the end of the day, when I look at it, Stoggs,
Truth.
I want to say the right thing is being a teammate, and the coach in me wants to say it's all about the team and it's all about the championship. But at the same time, I would be pissed off if I didn't have my best player wanted to go out and be the best player in the league. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think you can want. I think honestly, you can want it both ways. How am I going to judge that person later on? I've been harsh on people before for not having a ring, and I've praised people for being an MVP. I've been on the fence on both of them shits. Tell you the truth.
Grandizer, the ever Renaissance person that you are. This is like in Jesus Christ Superstar. That's a musical for those who don't know. Whose truth is real? Jesus Christ, Romans, or the priest? There it is.
Hey, you cultured people just coming on here dropping shit on us tonight. Thank you, Grandizer.
Just dropping it on you. I've already held that. Look, so make sure that you like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Hit the thumbs up.
Right here.
Hit the thumbs up, right? For the likes. That way we can stay in your algorithm and you can catch all of this whenever you want. We have years of material and, of course, the Pewter Perspective and all the other stuff that we got going on. So, make sure you do that.
It's a lot.
I'm going to flip our third and fourth down and go with the third down of the Pro Bowl. Did you watch any of it?
Yes, some of it.
What you think?
I think I could have not watched what I watched.
Wow.
Like I said, they're trying to make it more fun.
Yeah.
Because I will say this, Jay Stocks, when it comes to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
What they did is better than a piss poor football game.
Yes.
A piss poor tackle football game.
Yes.
So trying to make it like they did, it's better for the people, I guess, the fans. Have some. I watched the tug of war, and to see the NFC with all that beef on their side with my man Big Vita Vea holding it down. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't fair, bro.
Man, it wasn't fair at all, bro. But
it's a Pro Bowl. Trash. Wow.
Man, it's rough. It's rough out there. Like, depending on what you want to see. But I think since they have the format the way they do it, they make it kind of playful and fun. Going in what it is. I don't think you should be mad at it. If you choose to watch anything Pro Bowl, I don't think you should be mad about it. I mean, I can't believe they did this. But you knew what it was when you turned it on.
Yeah. No, I actually enjoyed the skills more than the game.
When that fool when they put them Hulk hands on, they had to catch. Bruh, that was stupid.
That's great. I'll watch that because it's stupid. It's something I would never see. Game, why was it, or it seemed that Pro Bowl pre-2000 seemed more exciting, worth the watch? Was it the talent? Was the location, the time, other reasons? I think because they cared. But go ahead, gang.
Grandizer, I had this conversation not too long ago. And I had a conversation with a younger coach today. I say younger. He's shout out to my boy, Coach Ruck. Great dude. But we're having to talk about, just the NBA with back-to-back. They can't play that long. I said, why? Jordan did it. They played the whole season, and the game was more physical and tougher to play then, right? Kind of the same thing. The mentality back then, like when I was playing, guys worked their ass off to get to the Pro Bowl because it was one of the ultimate praises and accomplishments. And so now when you got all those competitive ass people over there together, they wanted to dominate and win that as a collective. So now not only just being a competitive person on your team, you with a team full of competitive people that want to whip the team of other competitive people. Nowadays, these young dudes want to go take pictures, TikToks, Instagram stories, reels, and shit together, trade jerseys, sign them, high five each other, and talk about how cool they are. Oh, that's my dog. We kick it. Back in the day, you wanted to fight each other.
Yeah.
I mean, you had a couple friends on other teams before. It was like genuine
Yeah.
hate towards other people and other teams.
Yeah.
That carried over to that game, so that game made it.
Yeah.
Aaron,
Yeah.
I'll say this. No one wants to get hurt. That's just
Yeah.
like nowadays. I tell kids at school, well, my mom said I got to keep my phone on me all the time. She might need to call me in an emergency. When your old ass mama went to school, she didn't have no phone. If they needed her, they called the front office. Same thing with you. You don't need your goddamn phone. I might get hurt. You might get hurt walking across the goddamn street. You might get hurt going down your stairs, which somebody for the Eagles, somebody for Detroit fell down their stairs and they got this shit viral all over the internet right before the playoff game. So many different factors can happen, but now because it's they just want to watch their bodies and take care of themselves. It's another excuse of giving us a piss poor product. Look at the goddamn NBA All-Star game.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, to Granddaughter's point, NFL would rather the Pro Bowl be played 2 to 3 weeks after the Super Bowl. It's the only major sport that got it right. And they used to do that, right? They go out to Hawaii after. That way you would actually get the Super Bowl champs and in the AFC, I say AFC, but I get it. But to that point, at that point, the season's over. Nobody's trying to get hurt. I think, to your point, it was something great to be selected to the Pro Bowl. And you want to go out there and hit some people. But I think now it was more about the game. Now it's more about getting your bag. And the bag is always the goal, but a player does not have to have loyalty to a team. That's exactly what it is, right? And I say loyalty to the team. Mentality was different then. It sure was, Sherm. But because of what it is now, I like I said, I like the skills because it puts them in different places. It allows the consumer to see players in a different light, in a different way.
I feel you,
right? And I don't want to see someone get hurt. I really don't. I'd love the hits, but they don't even sell those anymore. There was a time when they used to sell, the get hit videos and rock videos and stuff like that. They don't do that anymore because
you went back to the VHS tape.
Yeah. What is the bag if a player makes the Pro Bowl?
I forget what it is now because I know back in the day, like the winning team used to get more than the losing team, and it used to be like I think $25,000 per player for the losing team and like $75,000. It's more than that now, but it's evenly split, and I know it's like 125 if I'm not mistaken. It's crazy because we talked about this. I was like, I go play flag football for that too. Shit.
Hey, I will tell you this: flag football is more dangerous than full contact football.
Yeah, when you got 7-year-olds doing it,
to 27-year-olds.
Oh shit! Not the adult league.
Man, I got stitches. Wanted to say, Grandizer, in the late 80s and early 90s, that QB skills was fire. It was. You had a lot of good QB back then, too, from Dan Marino to Bernie Kosar to Troy Aikman, Randall Cunningham. Yes.
All right, so here it is, Grandizer. The last time they played a real game, and this was in 2020, they said, 2020 through 2030, the collective bargaining agreement made it where the winners of the Pro Bowl games will receive $92,000, and the losers will take home $46,000. And so it used to be like 25 and 50, so now it's 92 and 46.
Yeah.
Pretty much half. So the winning team gets the 92 and the losing team gets half.
That ain't bad change, but I mean, hey. And they played, I think they played now in Florida, right? Every time.
It's been in Orlando a couple of years,
yeah. So I mean, hey, guess what? There's no state tax there. So, and I think they're keeping it there, so that's not bad.
Like I said, I'm not mad for what it is because I know what it is now. I know what to expect.
Yeah.
The first year, I was like, man, who the hell want to watch some flag football? You know what it is? The guys having a good time. This is the mentality, and this is where we are in this.
Yeah.
It is. Let it be what it be, baby. I'm not mad at it no more. Like I said, first couple times, I was like, man, this is some bullshit. But like I said, that's coming from a guy that saw other guys pour into their seasons just trying to get to Hawaii to have that honor. You know, not slighting these guys being named to a Pro Bowl. That's still a big ass accomplishment to be an all pro in the NFL. That's big, dog.
Yeah.
It's just know now, like we never gonna see that Sean Taylor blowing the kicker up in the Pro Bowl. Like that shit to me is still one of the best things ever in life. Like here it is, you over there in Hawaii chilling, thinking you ain't gonna get killed. You're like, yum. Sean Taylor just came, rushed the soul, bro. Came and just blew the kicker up.
Good question. Do you think the whole All-Pro versus Pro Bowler had put a damper on this? All-Pro means more, right? Or yes?
Yeah, because you can make it. You can be an All-Pro, or you can get to the Pro Bowl and not be an All-Pro. You can ended up being in an alternate and some other stuff. So yeah, I think it's a little bit of a difference, and it means more to be that All-Pro guy.
And the Pro Bowl and All-Pro are voted on by different people.
Fact.
So you know, Pro Bowl, you're a popular player, whereas All-Pro, you're voted on by your peers. So, I mean, the prestige, you can say what it is. And again, this is different now.
Yeah, well, you know, players still vote on the Pro Bowl as well.
They do, but it's a percentage.
And that's why it's some bullshit sometimes too. Because I know my rookie year, we were in the meeting room. They said, "Hey, we voting for so and so and so and so and so and so." And I was like, "Oh, man, just raise your hand." All right. Hey, shit, if I don't raise my hand, I'm about to fight these Negroes.
That's hilarious, yo. Let's get to fourth down. That's funny. So today at 3:00. The NBA trade deadline ended. I know you want me to pull this up. I know you do. Do you remember the idea that the NFL wanted to have a second player teams play their version of a Super Bowl? So in this year, of course, Bills versus Commanders, would it matter? Hell no. No one wants to see that. Ugh.
I'm kind of intrigued by that, though, Stock.
Are you? Are you for real?
Like the third place game, like a consolation trophy. Why not? Do you know why I said that? No. I know we gotta get to the fourth down. But the only reason I said that is that bye week that we're waiting for the Super Bowl to happen, it would just give us a week of football. That's why I say that. Not that it really means anything, that I'm dying to see those teams. Man, if you don't pick your big ass head up and quit acting like you sleep back there while I'm talking, I'm gonna chop you in your throat next time I see you. I'm just saying that it gives us a week of football to bridge that anticipation of the Super Bowl. That's what it is. I don't care about the week off.
That is not interesting. Third and second place game is not interesting. You lost. Go home. Go home.
Don't be a hater, Stop.
Go home. Go home. Grant, you know what? I gotta go. Remember they talked about that in the 80s. Maybe it had to do when the USFL was around. Those other leagues, it's football and it sells. No, bad football does not sell because USFL is no more.
Well, they just merged. They merged with the XFL, so they merged.
No. Remember, USFL, the first iteration of USFL.
Yeah,
that went bankrupt
because the NFL. Yeah, because the NFL started paying more money. All right, man. Yes, we know the New Jersey Generals and the
Birmingham
Outlaws,
and all of them. Yeah. I mean, there you go. There you go. And that's why they had to merge this time. Okay. Let's get to this though.
Yeah, let's get to this shit because I want to know how you're feeling, bro. I want to know how you. Let me get my button ready. For you. Listen, I know you're gonna say something.
Let me just right off the top. We're talking about the NBA trades. Jimmy Butler to the Warriors. This is hilarious to me. This is funny to me. The dude said, "I don't want to sign with them." Jimmy Butler has put like the whole NBA to a point of, I don't care. I do what I want.
Come on, he said he don't want to sign with them.
right, him merch, yeah. He said he didn't want to. He put it out there. He didn't want to.
Well, he signed that goddamn 2-year, $121 million extension.
He signed it. But even though he said he wouldn't. So now at this point, I'm like, you know what? Whatever. Okay, whatever. De'Aaron Fox to the Spurs. look, that's a good deal. He wanted to get out. He got there. He got to the team that he wanted to get to. Good for him. All the other trades really don't matter except for the one blockbuster trade that happened that it just made no sense. Yes, the Luka trade. Now, here's what I'm going to say about this, okay? Here's what I'm going to say. And I want spotlight on me. I'm going to remove you.
No. You know how to do that.
I'm going to remove you. Here's the deal. This trade is when this trade happened, I was ready to get my pitchfork and go down to Maverick Way and demand I see Nico, because I could not understand how this person could trade a generational player. He's 25 years old. He's the face of not only the team, but the league. He's an international star. He got you to the finals the previous year, not 3 years ago, not 2 years ago, the previous year. You trade him. You trade him for street clothes. That's his other name. You may know him as the Brow, AD, Mr. Glass, or Anthony Davis. But his name is street clothes because that's his main uniform. Every year, that's what he usually wears. Okay? You trade him for that. Then you come back and you say, well, we traded him because he didn't fit what we were trying to do. Well, what are you trying to do? You trying to win? Because right now you're in 8th spot. Here's where I have issues with this trade. You only called Rob Pelinka. That's it. You didn't call anyone else. You just called him. You said, hey, what do you think about getting Luka and we get Anthony Davis? And Rob Pelinka says, are you serious? He says, yeah. Just think about it. Over coffee. Here's the other part of this. It happened over 3 weeks. It is reported that, actually, it wasn't reported, when he was asked, when he approached the ownership about this trade, they laughed at him. They said, you're serious? They laughed at him. The ownership did. The Dallas Mavericks ownership did. You're going to trade a 25-year generational player, the face of the league, for street clothes, who's 29. He's only played a full season twice. He's out right now for injuries. But you said, I got him because of his archetype. And you don't even consult the head coach. How do you do that? You don't tell your head coach, hey, I'm going to trade the best player in the league.
Stop the madness.
Until it's about to break. That's exactly what he said. He said, no, I didn't tell Jake Kidd.
Jake Kidd said he found out the 11th hour.
The 11th hour.
You call Anthony
exactly
Davis street clothes. Luka Doncic only played in 27 games this season, Jay Stoggs. 22. He missed 27 games so far this season.
Okay. I mean, here's what's crazy. They both have missed about the same amount of games.
I'm not saying one is right and one is wrong. I'm just saying, like, you have the right to feel the way you feel as a Mavs fan. I understand that. My whole thing is you being the Mavs fan and you being the investigative reporter that you are.
Yes.
What is the real reason that they made this move? And to me, if the owners there's no way Luka Doncic gets traded from the Mavericks without the owners being on board.
Yeah. Eventually, Nico, with the gift of gab. Now, remember, this is also the same guy who had Steph Curry. He was pitching Steph Curry at Nike and decided to call him Seth. This is this guy. This is the same guy. This is Nico. This is the same guy. You can say, I think there's something else going on that we don't know because it makes no sense. Dallas didn't want to pay him Supermax. Who's to say he wanted the Supermax? That's the first question. And if he did want it, he deserved it. Here's what people don't understand here. Here's what people don't understand here. He wants Supermax. He's the face of the league. Didn't say the team, the league. Kyrie is 32. Klay is 34. So what you're telling me is, no, we're not going to build the team around Luka like we have been doing that got us to the championships last year. We're going to build it around Kyrie, who cannot win in Boston.
No, I'm not going to go there with Kyrie. And it's not Kyrie's fault about this. Kyrie is upset that Luka's gone. They play well together.
I'm not saying he's not.
This is my thing. And hear me out. And you call me crazy if you want.
Crazy.
Right now, LeBron James
doesn't deserve it.
LeBron James is the face of the NBA. Quit shaking your head and just hear me out. LeBron James has been the face of the NBA since 2003 when he came into the league. LeBron James is about to start his farewell tour. The Lakers need a replacement. The league needs a replacement to be the face of the league. What better place than LA than with Luka Doncic?
Sherm, that pick and roll should be good if Mr. Glass can stay healthy. But if it was a spliff, we'd all be high. Here's the problem with this trade. So again, let's start at the starting five. And here's the thing that I talked to my guy about, who's a basketball guy, but he admittedly said, I don't know about Dallas. Dallas has three bigs. Lively, Gafford, now Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Davis would start your 4. Gafford would start your 5. PJ Johnson at 3. Klay at 2. Kyrie at 1.
PJ Washington.
PJ, that's what I said. PJ Washington.
You said Johnson.
PJ Washington, whatever. Okay, so that's going to get you right now. If you combine their averages, that's 91 points a game. They need 110 to win in the playoffs. Realistically, you need 110.
Kyrie and Klay.
No. That's what they average. If you get them, because Klay,
with that 5. Got it.
With that 5, Klay is averaging about 13 points a game. That's what he's averaging. So now you look to that bench. Could that bench get you another 20 points or more? That's tough. I don't care about the Lakers. They don't have any bigs.
They just got the big from Charlotte Brown. I'm just saying they would have made a move.
I'm not frozen. I'm just waiting for like, okay.
The drum. No, I'm just saying they wouldn't got a big to try to help. I'm just telling you who they got.
Yeah.
I didn't say he gonna be the dude. I said they got to be.
Can the Mavs team beat OKC? Yes, they've been beating them with the previous team. They beat them 3 out of 4 times already this season. And they beat them in the playoffs. Yes, they're a good team. I'm not going to say OKC is a bad team, but in a best of 7, yeah. Now, Street Clothes has to stay healthy. If Street Clothes don't stay healthy, what are we doing here? Because the Cavs put 144 on these dudes like a couple of nights ago.
Damn.
So, and Street Clothes has still not cleared. He still ain't playing. So he may play Saturday. I'm just saying.
I mean, I feel sorry for Maverick fans because it's rough. That's a tough pill to swallow when a year ago you played in the championship, you lost. To me, some of the excuses they used of why they got rid of Luka, him being out of shape or whatever else, I think it's kind of bull. May have been hurt. I think his strained calf was legit, but look at the amount of basketball he played, counting the summertime with the Olympics and playing in to get his country qualified and then working out. So if he played that much basketball, how out of shape was he really? Or was that just an excuse they used to try to cover the ass for making a dumb trade?
If Patrick Mahomes took his shirt off and stood in front of you at the pool, you'd be like, ew, put your shirt back on, bruh. Listen, I don't care what you look like under the uniform. Can you play ball? That's all I care about. Can you play ball?
You know, they say Luka look like that fat uncle that talks smack at the park and then go shoot lights out.
I take that. You know why? That puts you in the championship.
Yeah.
That puts you in the championship. Tell me the last time the Lakers were in the championship outside of the bubble. I'll wait.
Kobe and Powell. You should tell you the last time. I ain't saying that it was
since the bubble. Since they won in the bubble.
No, they ain't been back since the bubble.
They ain't been back. They haven't been back. So this trade. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait. That's why I didn't put anything out, because I was going to be too emotional. I said, let me wait just a couple of days and do some research and say, okay, look, 91 points on the starting five. Can the rest of the squad get you 20 to 25 points? Because that's what you need to win in the playoffs, especially with what we're saying is the defense. Nico said it's an archetype. You know, he don't need to talk to the coach because he knows. Well, Jason Kidd looked hurt.
Jason Kidd looked beyond pissed off in that press conference. If you look at Jason Kidd's face, he looked like he had that East Oakland face. Like, kick your ass, Nico.
He was ready, dude. He was so ready. Look, can I make that? That's my hell no. I mean, I have one, but I think we got to go ahead and get to the top five.
Yeah, Nico Harris, trading Luka Doncic to the Lakers away. You know what you make us say?
Oh, hell no. 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 Oh, hell no.
Oh, hell no.
That's right. This is the part of the podcast where we look at things that happen throughout the week that make us say, oh, hell no. Besides Nico Harris, I got one.
Go ahead, man.
Who is allowing Jameis Winston out here with a microphone asking questions? What are we doing here? The fact that he asked Saquon, hey Saquon, well, I ain't got no team right now. I'm a free agent. I got fired. What team you think I should go to? And of course, Saquon says, you should check out the Giants.
That I'm not even doing my old hell now tonight. You won. God damn it. You won. I'm not doing mine at all. I'm not doing it because when I saw this, I was just like, this shit is not real. And then I was like, they had to like splice this in. And I watched another one from a different angle. I was like, this fool got the media passes and asked this question for real. He really asked this question for real. There's no way.
Is allowing him to walk around as media with a microphone, with a remote. Like he's on remote.
It had a Fox Sports logo on it, didn't it?
Dude, he's doing some stuff with Fox. I think this may be his next, career. And I'm afraid.
You want to watch and listen to Jabbo talk?
Man, look, they asked him what would be his speech, his pregame speech for the Eagles. Man, come on. Look, just Google that. Just Google it. But yeah, that's my oh hell no.
Man, great hell no, Jay Stoggs.
Oh yeah, they gave him that mic on purpose.
Yeah, 100. They knew what they were doing when they gave that fool the mic, bro. I can't even, like, what I was gonna talk about, I can't even talk about, bro. You win. I'm done.
Okay.
So you know what it's time for, right?
Hey, it's time for that. Top 5.
It's time for the top 5. Who's in, who's out, what's in, what's out. Big Game Sports Break. Top 5.
That's right. Some people have a top 100. Some have a top 50. Some have a top 25. Some even punk out and have a top 10. But not here, not on Big Game Sports Buzz on BGSC Network. No, we have a top 5. Who's in, who's out, what's in, what's out. Tonight, top 5 worst Super Bowl halftime shows of all time. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Hey, man. This is different because if y'all have seen our shows before, we've done top 5, I think, national anthems of the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
We've done the top 5 Super Bowl performances. So wanted to keep the theme Super Bowl. I said, hey, Buff Nerd, what if we come up with the top 5 worst Super Bowl performances of all times? And I think Buff Nerd thought I was crazy. Like, what? And then tonight, I said, what we doing? He said, the worst performances. I thought he forgot. So here we are.
Yeah.
Number 5 for me, 2011, the Black Eyed Peas. It was just something about this. I don't know if it was Will.i.am's outfit or whatever the hell it was. Just the Black Eyed Peas, they didn't look right. They didn't belong on that stage, man.
Yeah.
Number 4 for me, 1991. New Kids on the Block.
Yeah.
Just because they were a popular boy band, they put them into the Super Bowl, and they looked like a black person at a Klan rally. It just didn't look right at all. This one here, I thought it was a spoof and a joke.
Yeah.
1997, the Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
And I forget who they had going with Jim Belushi because he's dead, he was gone. But Dan Aykroyd.
It was Jim Belushi, John Belushi's brother.
That's what it was. That's my bad. Excuse me.
Yeah.
It just was. I think it was okay thought and premise, but we have evolved and gone a long way since then. Thank God for that. Number 2, and this guy here is not a bad singer, but the group itself, the Maroon 5 Super Bowl in 2019.
Oh yeah, Adam Levine. Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Not it.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Number 1 for me, and my one homeboy is gonna be pissed off. Every time we talk about it, he tries to convince me that this wasn't a bad Super Bowl performance. That is only because of the year he did it. The Mother Loving Weekend at 21-21 Super Bowl between the Buccaneers and the Chiefs.
Yep.
That was the dumbest mess I ever saw. I think that's the only time, I actually got up and did shit during the halftime.
Nah,
I think I remade some sandwiches and stuff and refilled trays and shit.
Yeah. No, that was pretty bad. Sherm, no. Tittygate was not. It will never be.
I knew someone was gonna say that. That's why I told you that earlier.
Never. I rewatched that halftime show over and over again.
Jay Stocks.
Yeah.
Who else performed in that halftime show besides Janet and Justin Timberlake?
Her titty.
That's the thing. You don't even remember that Kid Rock was on that stage.
Oh, he was horrible.
And somebody else was on that stage
Don't
because all you're thinking about was the sun ring on Janet's nipple.
Yes. It was glorious. And Aaron, you know what? I cannot value your opinion when you talk about Prince wasn't that good either. He didn't do his hits. Bro, it's Prince. It's Prince.
Aaron, I don't know. That mother lover's hair stayed pretty in the rain, fool.
Beautiful.
Prince is pretty dynamic to me.
Come on, Aaron, don't do that.
That's right. You're
better than that.
To our opinion.
You're right. Let me get you mine, man.
Okay, please.
I agree with you. New Kids on the Block, and of course the Weekend. Those two. And they didn't even do that one. They did like other ones. They didn't even do their hits. Like it was horrible. This is 1995. Patti LaBelle, Tony Bennett, Teddy Pendergrass, and the Miami Sound Machine. What hodgepodge of like this? I don't even know.
Come out. Say it again, Jason. Who was it?
Patti LaBelle, Tony Bennett, Teddy Pendergrass. No, it was the Miami Sound Machine. I don't think Gloria Estefan was even in it, bro. Like, what is this?
They couldn't even get the lead singer of the Miami Sound Machine.
No,
Shit,
bro. Very, very bad.
Fly me to the moon.
I left my heart in San Francisco. No, come on, bro. Get out of here with that. You may hate me for this one, but this was not it for me. Diana Ross. It didn't hit for me. It was 96. It just didn't hit for me. I'm sorry, it just didn't.
That's a good one.
Yeah. And then this was in 2010. I was watching them at this time, fervently. The Who. Bunch of old.
That was pretty bad. That was pretty bad. Good job, man.
That was pretty bad. Yeah, my machine, like with Tony Bennett and Patti LaBelle. I don't get it. He was glorious indeed, Sherm. He was. Yo, that's it. That's all we got. Make sure that you like, subscribe, share this podcast with your friends, your families, your frenemies. Hey, without the hate, we don't elevate, right? So bring them in. Let them know they stupid.
Man, J Stoggs, I appreciate it. This is a good show, man. This is fun tonight, man. And everybody out there, to my dog Sharon, to my boy Aaron, man. Thank you all so much for coming through. Please, again, like, share, subscribe to the channel, share with your friends, everybody that's going on. If you have not seen a lot of the stuff that we do, go back and check out the early days to now, making great progress. But we only able to do that because of the people that tune in and show us the support and love that you do. So we thank y'all for that. As always, we do. That's my man, the buff nerd J Stoggs. I'm your boy, Big Game James, former Tampa Bay Buccaneers defensive tackle. And if you and not if
and
you
Colts.
have just what, yeah, that white helmet back there, that other shit. All right, and then former Colts defensive tackle, Bucks defensive tackle, NFL alumni. J Stoggs will flip you the bird under the camera, just so you know. Hey man, like, subscribe, smash the bell, and thank you for tuning in. Until next week. Peace.
Who you know that got it behind the scenes, like behind the O-line, soon as the QB say hype. It's big gang, big gang. Analysis from the player's point of view. Injuries, big trades, player news. Yeah.